of the most iconic voices in golf are back to save the day and ready to entertain in their newly weekly video podcast. Kostis and McCord, off their rockers.
How long's it been since we were on the road doing what we did for 100 years?
It is now 2023.
Okay.
We ended
Yeah.
in the fall of 2019.
Okay.
Now, COVID came
Yeah.
and that kind of threw a wrench into things. So we kind of lost track of time during COVID.
Right.
But 2020, 21, 22, it's been over 3 years. I mean, how much longer can we keep doing this shit? I mean, seriously.
I can't. You know, it was really fun to hit balls when I was 26. Now that I'm 75, you're 75 too. now that we're this all, you know, you can hit about 3 balls and you come back. Thank God we got a rocking chair and a blanket to keep us warm. But it's been interesting when COVID hit in 2019. If it were still working, it would have been an interesting scenario. That we would have, and most of the guys at that point were working out of a studio in Orlando.
Yeah, you would have been in a
you
studio.
would have been on the
I would have been
ground.
on the ground walking like this. And I would have had to take 150 tests a week and live in a hotel room.
So let me ask you this. So let's say they did pick us up 2019 and they told me, here's what you're going to do. You got to fly to Orlando every Thursday. We're going to shoot Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then you leave and come back the next week for, what was our schedule there? 20 events? I mean, it's kind of semi-sour grapes. I might have passed. I might have said, no. You would have had to go to the golf tournaments, set on the ground, because, you know, that's the way they're going to end up doing golf on television, is you're going to have a studio somewhere in Dallas, Orlando, Scottsdale, Arizona, and then the people on the ground. So I'm in the tower. I'm not in the tower. I'm here.
Well,
in Scottsdale going, Peter, how's that lie look?
Yeah.
Well, Gary, it's a little fast and everything else. All we need to know in studio is what the lie looks like, where the wind's coming from. You couldn't tell.
I would do the real work.
Right.
And you guys would sit back in the studio just going blah, 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 blah.
Remember one thing, there are generals and there are foot soldiers, okay?
Yeah, okay.
And you have spent your life, 30 years of it, as a foot soldier. Me, on the other hand, 5-star.
So we agree, they did us a favor.
I think they
With
did us a
COVID.
favor.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, point becomes, how much longer can we keep doing this? I mean, how many golf balls can we hit? How many lessons can I give? I love teaching, you know, but I mean, how much longer can we keep doing this?
What are we going to do?
And what are we going to do?
Oh,
Who's this?
oh, you should turn that off. You're on a golf course.
Oh, it's okay. Hey, Mike.
Hey,
what's going on?
Peter, how you doing? Hey, I had a great idea. I thought it would be really great if I could get you and Gary and we could do a podcast.
Okay, hang on one second. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm going to put him on speaker.
Who?
It's Mike Abram.
Mike, the producer, director thing, whatever
Yeah.
he does?
All things golf.
Yeah.
He wants us to do a podcast.
A what?
A podcast.
What's that?
You know what those are.
Well, is that where you sit around and talk about shit?
You can do whatever you want on a podcast.
Exactly.
Can you?
Exactly. Gary.
Oh, there he is.
All you have
Mike.
to do, yeah, how you
So
doing?
what's, yeah, I don't know about Peter, but I need something to do because my brain has gone stale. It's in a liquid form, a gel-like form. So I need to do something. What? Explain.
Well, I know me and my buddies miss hearing you and Peter on TV, but this way, if you did a podcast, you could say and do anything.
Can we tell stories?
Absolutely.
Can I say fuck?
You can say.
Really? Oh, I just did.
You just did.
Sorry.
You know some of the stories that you guys have told me that would happen behind the scenes in TV back in the day you couldn't share anywhere else?
Well, back when we were employed by a company who will remain nameless, we were forbidden from ever letting those stories become public. But near as I can figure out right now, no holds barred.
We can video it. Peter, you can do some tips and lessons, and Gary, you can just let it rip.
I'm in.
You're in?
Yep, I'm in.
All right, Mike,
I'm in.
we're in. We'll talk to you about it in a second. Stay tuned, folks. This might be a fun podcast with Kostis and McCord. We're going to help you with your golf swings. We're going to tell you stories you've never, ever heard before, take you inside the ropes, behind the scenes. Maybe we'll even be able to tell them some stuff that they wish they hadn't heard.
Fuck it, we'll have some fun.
And you know what else?
What?
Best part is,
What?
now we got a job,
Yeah.
we can get out of our rockers.
Hey, that's a great name for the show. Kostis and McCord, off the rockers.
See, you already earned your pay so far. Let's go.
What pay? We getting paid for this? I didn't know we were getting paid for this.
Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers is proud to be sponsored by Swing U. Strokes gain stats are finally easy with the most 5-star rated golf app in the country. Swing U accurately and objectively provides feedback across driving, approach shots, chipping and pitching, bunker play, and putting. Easily identify your strengths and weaknesses and laser focus your practice time so you can quickly shave strokes off your score. Download Swing U and start owning your game today.
To see more of Kostis and McCord, go to KostisMcCord.com, go to our YouTube channel, Kostis McCord, swingu.com, and anywhere else you can listen to a podcast to see more of these two.
Now let's get back to Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers with Peter and Gary.
We're trying to get those corners. And the idea here is if it's too tight, you pull back and hold it a second, then it gets wide like that. Dick Dastardly, remember him? Yeah, he tells stories. That's what we're going to do, tell stories.
I'm not sure, but I think you better use 2 hands.
Too tired.
All right, so now we've agreed to do this podcast.
Yeah.
What the hell are we going to put in it? I mean, what's
I mean, you know, I've watched a few of these things. All we can put in it is what we know and what we've done.
Okay.
You've been in the business 30 years. I've been in 35. Let's talk about golf and network and
here's
how
the one
they do
thing.
it.
The one thing that you've always hated
Yep.
is cliches.
Yes, no question.
You would never want to have a cliche.
Right.
I don't want to have just another podcast.
Yeah,
I want it to
no
be
question.
something different. I want it to be special. I want to tell stories that you and I know that we couldn't say before.
Right.
Certainly on broadcast TV, but we couldn't say it ever again because we get fired.
We,
Well, you know
we
what?
were employed then.
We already got fired. So
Remember-
there's a story right there.
Remember the day that I remembered because something I was doing my house, something was doing on the house, and we rented a place over here. And I got a phone call from you at the little bar over there at our house.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a mile from here. And you called me, I think it was in November, and you said, have you heard anything from CBS? This is 2019, right?
Yeah.
I go,
Yeah.
no what? And you go, I got fired. I
got-
go, you got what?
They basically said things were stale. They were going to go in a different direction. And thanks, but no thanks. They didn't pick up my 2-year option.
Yeah, we both had 2-year options.
So I called you
Right.
to see if they called you. And you bastard, you started laughing at me. You going, ha, 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 he got fired and I haven't heard from him. I'm good to go.
I remember when I was talking to you on the phone, you're doing this, and I'm hitting the phone to see if I've got any voicemails or anything, because I hadn't got a phone call. And then you're going on, and I'm thinking the whole time you're going on, well, geez, thank God I still got a job.
Yeah. Just like-
And then I remember I went back and I told Diane, my wife, I said, Peter got fired. Are you kidding me? There's no way in the world they terminated Peter. So I went, well, again, I got no messages. So I got up the next morning, and I remember brushing my teeth. And you know when you get those messages that come in late now, you get ding, ding, and it says voicemail. And I looked at the voicemail, and it was dated the day before.
Area
and
code
it was
212.
212, and I went, ah, shit. And I hit the voicemail. I literally hit it and backed off like it was a bomb. And I listened and said, this is Sean McManus, and if you'd call me back, I'd like to talk to you. And I hit it, and I yelled out, oh, fuck, I got fired too. And I didn't have to listen to it, but I did. And then called Sean that about an hour later, and yeah, you two are gone. We're getting a little stale.
Yeah.
So we need some new energy. And I thought, you know what, as you know, I've been called a lot of different names by my buddies. Stale isn't one of them.
No.
So I knew something was up.
No. Have you noticed that you go across all the major sports,
Yeah.
right? The NBA is not looking to get younger with their announcers. You know, The NFL's not looking to get younger with their announcers. Major League Baseball's not looking to get younger. It's only golf. And you can make the argument that the demographics of golf are the oldest in all of sports. So there's something else going on with the tour or whatever that, you know.
Yeah, so what you're saying is Monahan something to do with this?
Perhaps.
Hey guys, we're signing a new contract for
there's stories
$9
like
billion.
that we can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did.
We got a bunch of stories.
They did sign a new contract that started last year in 2022, 7-year contract going through 2030 for $9 billion for the media rights.
Speaking of getting fired.
Maybe.
Speaking of getting fired, we can also tell the story of Gary McCord and the Masters. Because people don't know that one either.
It was so long ago, I don't know either.
Don't go away. Kostis and McCord off their rockers. We'll be right back.
Strokes gained stats are finally easy with the most 5-star rated golf app in the country. Swing U accurately and objectively provides feedback across driving, approach shots, chipping and pitching, bunker play, and putting. Easily identify your strengths and weaknesses and laser focus your practice time so you can quickly shave strokes off your score. Download Swing U and start owning your game today.
Visit our website at KostisMcCord.com, like and subscribe at our YouTube channel, and on any social media, Kostis and McCord off their rockers. Let's get back to Kostis and McCord right now.
So, all right, so we're gonna get some stories in.
Yeah. A lot of stories.
We need to do. Do we need to do swing stuff?
Well, I mean that's what you're great at, and that's what you're known for. I would love to have you put Tiger Woods on one side and Charlie Woods on the other and go, Peter, what's his dad teach him and what do you think? I'd love to hear that kind of stuff.
Now it's time for Coach Kostis. Peter gives us some great tips to help our games.
You want to go slow swings before fast swings. In fact, one of the greatest drills of all is to make a slow motion golf swing, practice swing. All the way back, all the way down, all the way through. Learn to do it slowly. And if you can do it slowly, like this is my lob wedge, I'm only going to hit it maybe 30 yards. That gives me a sense of rhythm and feel and helps me get the tension out of my hands and arms. All our years on TV, our life existed in 6-second increments.
Yep.
I mean, we got to get in and out in 6 seconds.
Yep.
And you can't do an interview like that. I mean, a nice long form interview, especially with somebody who plays golf, loves golf, but isn't really
A golfer.
a professional golfer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I would love to do my buddy Lewis Black. Lou is hysterical, and his viewpoint on golf, I think I think everybody would want to hear his viewpoint on golf.
And so you interviewing him, Surly versus Surlier, would be
Well, now be nice.
fantastic.
Now, we haven't even got started with this damn thing.
Good. Remember, we all got our roles, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the guy notice I didn't even blink. I went right back to it.
For those of you at home, Gary's swinging one-handed and not paying attention, and he just shanked one.
Down goes the flare.
And down goes our audio guy.
I'm tired of that shit.
So I'm tired of looking at it.
Oh, slide at 30 yards.
All
This
right,
is how
so-
you do it. You hit 10 balls. So are you pretty confident we can come up with enough content to keep these people interested for more than 5 minutes?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, the more stories we tell, the more stories I remember.
Yeah.
You know, like, all right, we're here at Greyhawk. Remember the time you were up on the other range with Jamie Sedlowski? You were filming some stuff with Mike?
Oh, long drive things, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
And then,
oh, yes, I do.
And Tim, our buddy Tim McAdam came by in his helicopter.
Yeah.
And so what did Gary do? Gary can't stand there and be normal. No, you mooned him, right?
I did.
And
And there was a golf.
oh wait, Mike, you were there.
I think he was shooting it.
Yeah.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
was
Mike
shooting.
Abram out from behind the
don't-
camera.
Out from behind the camera.
I don't remember all of it, but I know I didn't get arrested. What happened?
Well, I'll tell you what, there's so many stories with these two guys. I've got I guess, good fortune to work with them over the years. But one day we were shooting out here at Greyhawk. Gary, Jamie Sedlowski. Gary starts pointing. Gary does this a lot. When we're shooting, Gary will stop.
Look,
It's hard to-
squirrel!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary sees a little helicopter, and what you said it was your buddy.
Yeah, Tim McAdam.
So what does Gary do? Gary turns around and drops his drawers and moons the helicopter.
Well, they were spying on me.
I tell my crew, keep running, keep running. Peter, I look around and I see over here, the women's golf team from Penn State is walking up and going, oh, there's Gary McCord and Jamie Sedlowski. And you're like this.
I was focused.
up
I
in the
didn't
air.
see him.
Oh,
I didn't see him.
so I jump
didn't
in
see him.
front and I go, pull your pants up, pull your pants up, pull your pants up. And I sent Jamie over to distract them. And I think we've got some of the other crew that were there too. I think none of them saw it because I kept you from going to jail.
You don't have that still.
Oh, I do.
You do?
And if I ever really need
I-
it, I really
like
need
20
it.
bucks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be a little more expensive than that.
Join my game and not.
I worked with them together for the first time. We did a handheld GPS. And Peter and I would keep saying, what can we make McCord do that would be funny? Do you think he'd go hide in the desert? Because with the GPS back in the day, 15, 20 years ago, right? Laser, you couldn't see through trees, obviously, but the GPS could tell you.
Well, Peter, I think I'm in North America, I think.
So you were all into Survivor Man at that point.
There it is.
the show.
Les Stroud.
So Peter and I look at each other and he goes, let's put him way in the middle of the bushes with a cactus and everything. And off you went.
There's no yardages there.
No yardages there.
Pretty good shot. You know what? I gotta start watching more of that Survival Man. I'm gonna meet this guy out here one of these days the way I'm playing.
We'll show stuff like that. But Peter, trying to deal with him with and he's very proud to say how much ADD he is. I was shooting with him at Red Sky Ranch out near Vail, Colorado one time. And I've got a huge crew. A lot of expense for my client.
Is that the thing with the...
Gary's there and he's talking and all of a sudden he hears a hawk or an eagle. He's like, oh, he picks up his phone. He's doing this. Oh, this is
That's a red-tailed
an
hawk.
app that will have a bigger eagle. Watch. I'll play the bigger eagle sound and
it'll
make
run
that
like
one
hell.
chase away. So my crew's like, what are we doing? Wrangle him back in.
Try to get him drunk.
Heard
That's the best
the
way
cat
to do
that
it.
is
Yeah.
McCord.
How long is this podcast going to be?
Well, how
They're coming to-
many stories do you think
Listen.
you have?
They're coming to pick me up right now. Hear the siren? I'll be there in a minute.
We can tease stories. There's Faraday and me in the playoff at Valhalla with Tiger Woods and Bob May. There's a whole story there that nobody knows anything about, right?
How about the ones at the PGA where were we? I'll get it in a second. And you were behind Patrick Reed. Now he's suing everybody now. Get Peter. He's going to have to
coming
redo.
next.
Yeah, he's going to have to redo his lawsuit.
That's
Go
Beth
ahead.
Page Black,
Yeah, Bethpage Black.
13th hole, par
Yeah,
5.
and it's on YouTube all over the place. Yeah. You want to hear that one?
Yes,
You want to hear that one?
I can honestly say.
Listen, this bastard did to me on national television.
I can honestly say
What?
that I'm the only person to absolutely shut McCord up on national
So here was
television.
the conversation.
Okay.
I'm on the 10th hole, it's par 5. Peter's down there following Patrick Reed. And we're going about our business and going. And all of a sudden, he's there and he's in the lead or one back. And he hits it in the right rough,
Okay.
which basically is up to Peter's fetlocks. Okay, it is like that deep.
It's only 2 yards off the fairway,
Yeah.
which is the worst place to hit it, right?
That's healthy.
And now we
The
go
water
to
gets
commercial
it.
break. And so Gary says, Peter, what's he got? I go, Gary, it took me I saw the ball land. It took me 3 minutes to find the ball. I mean, he's got nothing. This is wedge out. This is like whatever. And so we come back from commercial, and Patrick Reed's hitting a 3-wood.
And I go, Peter, he's got a 3-wood. You said you couldn't even see the ball.
I said, well, he put a wedge in there first, and then he put a hybrid in there, tried that, and then he put another one in there. And by the time he got done, the lie that he had bore no resemblance to the lie that was originally
He
there.
got an Otis elevator. So he goes, well, Gary, So what kind of lies he got? This is on national television during the PGA Championship. What's he got there, Peter? I don't really know, because it's not the same lie he had when I walked up now. And he stops. You're the announcer. You've got it. You got a mic in front of me, in front of a few people watching a major, with a lot of people listening.
Yeah.
What do you say as the announcer coming back?
You say, so.
No, you don't even. I went through every iteration. Peter, what do you mean by that? No, we don't have anything to corroborate what happened, right?
Right.
Peter, say that again. You mean he can hit a 3-wood out of a really shitty lie with what? And I went through everything in a femtosecond. And all of a sudden I went, just what Peter said, first time I ever said nothing, because there was no answer.
That may be the hardest thing you could ever do, is get him to do this.
First and last time it ever happened.
To see more of Kostis and McCord, go to KostisMcCord.com, go to our YouTube channel, Kostis McCord, swingu.com, and anywhere else you can listen to a podcast to see more of these two.
Hey, Peter, cheers to the people who love us.
And the losers who lost us.
Ah, the lucky bastards that get to listen to us.
I hope you enjoyed this pilot episode of Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers. We'll be back with a new episode next week, and Gary's going to share the story, the real story, the true story of why he was canceled by the Masters. We'll have some great tips from Peter Kostis. We're going to start having interviews coming up. We're going to have David Faraday on very soon. We're going to have Max Homa. We're going to have Lewis Black, the comedian, with Peter. Go to our website, KostisMcCord.com, and there you can send in to team@KostisMcCord.com. You can send in your videos. You can send in your questions. Ask the guys to check out your swing, and maybe Peter can give you some good tips to help them. Follow us on Twitter at Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers, and on Instagram at Kostis McCord. Well, you can follow us anywhere. Check out swingu.com. That's our presenting sponsor. Swingu's got a phenomenal golf app. It's a GPS app. It's free. Go to swingu.com or go to the Apple Store or Google and download the Swingu app. And there's a great premium feature, which is strokes gained, and can really help your game. Some great tips from teachers, as well as some green reading maps on just about every green in the United States that can really help you play better. Make sure you don't miss an episode of Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers. Like and subscribe at YouTube. Go to our website, KostisMcCord.com, and we look forward to seeing you very soon.